My name is Tommaso Khalid Valisi, and I do work about Middle East, Islamic world in general. I talk about culture, like books, like film, and similar. I do like a little product placement on my website. I organize live, I organize event, a lot of things about all the Islamic world. So from Morocco to Indonesia and to the north, from Siberia to Tanzania. By the way, I'm not an activist, I need to say, but I follow what happens about Palestinians since at least 2013, I think. And I can say something about the manifestation in Italy, especially because I went to a lot of them in especially recent time and also in the past. But I should say then the things are going to change a little because when we started, we are the most of, for example, the left world and connected with Arab world like Youth Palestinian movement that is very important in Italy, Giovani Palestinesi di Milano, or Youth Palestine in general. I went to protest. I don't remember exactly the day, but in the day in which there are a lot of protests in Italy, and after the next day they were in Rome, I was in the one in Milan. I see for real 100,000 of people then protest for this, and I was with a Moroccan girl. Then she said to me, it's different than before. The most of the core, the core, the sing and the people song in that moment were especially Arab. Now they were especially Italian. It's a period of protest. I think it's always and also connected with this, because what I say to the most of the people that I meet recently, it is then, for example, in Morocco, but also in Italy, but also in other countries. I think then the fact that the people start from some years to protest, to unite, to tell something about it's not good, like what happens in Palestine, make the people more brave because you understand that you are not alone. I should say also that unluckily but lucky for from this genocide, I think then the Arab culture, especially the Palestinian culture, make more abroad in Italy. And also, for example, my mother didn't know anything about Palestine since the genocide starts, and now she looks a lot of information about Palestine around similar. Even the people in general, they start to be more supportive to Palestine. They start to understand more their history, to look for the things, to try to understand for real, and basically who are honest, understand what happens, because it's not complex. It's complex about how bad it is, but not complex about what happens. I think it's popular. Not, I cannot say if it's somebody that I boycott because I follow BDS. I don't know about this, but I know them. For example, now the people understand better. For example, in the past, I remember one time my mother take this tangerine from Israel. She didn't know, and honestly, she didn't care about. He only takes these tangerines because he say, they are the only one then they are in this period. And in that moment they said, "Oh, mom, you cannot do this, blah 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 blah." Now she look for what is Israeli one to don't take it. But this one is in general because it's not a good brand Israel now. So even maybe you in the past loved this place and similar blah blah blah. Now you are more scary about this fact. You are more, I should take it. Because if I take it, the other one, I will be more happy. Nobody can say anything to me. My ethics are more clear. So I don't know if it's something more connected with this. But for example, I can say that in Conad, they ask to don't take any more Israeli product and to bring, for example, Gaza Cola, and they do it. It's not always like this, but I think then, capitalism is the bad one, but capitalism is always connected with money. So if you put out the money to a specific industry, you make them fail. So this is the only one thing's good about capitalism. And with money, you can say, I don't want this, I want this other one. And the things start to happen. Of course, they need time, but I think then, the people that are going to protest now that are very young, even if they will be for right, for left, they will remember this period and they will remember we love this period because when the people go to manifestation, I need to say then they feel themselves alive. I remember, for example, a Lebanese friend. Then, by the way, she comes from the south of Lebanon, so more connected with what happens in Palestine. But she said to me, I start to protest since the genocide. Before, I never went to a manifestation, and now she want to go to every manifestation because he feels alive. He don't feel to be the only one to say this thing. And the things I think like this are gonna change, and I think and I hope they are gonna change even for over arguments, not because Palestine is not so important, but because I hope then it's like, when Palestine will be free, everybody will be free, inshallah. In Italy, everybody know what happens in Palestine because even in public television, they talk about this, okay, all the times. Now I think then in Italy, like in the USA, if you don't want to see, it's your choice. You cannot say anymore, I don't know. You can say this maybe in the first year of genocide, maybe in the first and half, but now you can say, I don't care about. And most of them then, in the past say, I don't know anything. They say, I don't care about. But if you look at TG, if you look at whatever transmission, at one point, something about Palestine will say something will happen because it's very difficult for something. Then it's like for 3 years then happens. Now it's for real impossible. Somebody say something different. By the way, I have like my brother then say I don't care about. Of course, you can say this, but it's very difficult. Then you can say, I'm for Israel, even if they are, even if they are a little. But to say I'm a good person and I don't know anything about Palestine, it's impossible. This one, it's for real impossible because it's everywhere.